Having the proper shoes is important. This will reduce soreness, blistering, and injury. It's important to bring your old shoes into the running store where you're buying your new shoes. We recommend you go to a store that has gait analysis. The experts there can see where the wear is on your current shoes and how you strike the ground to make sure you get fitted for the proper pair. Socks are essential because not only do they provide support and help with compression on the fascia of your foot, but they'll also reduce friction and prevent blisters. Hydration is one of the biggest keys in your training. This is not only important on race day, but in all of your training. For every 1% that you're dehydrated, you lose 10 to 15% of your output. This is exponential if you're 2 to 5% hydrated. If we can get you drinking plenty of water, you'll not only experience better training, but your recovery is also going to be better. Race day nutrition is very important. Many of us have that old mentality that you should carb up the night before and eat as much pasta as you can. That way you'll have the energy for the next day. Your body can only store anywhere between 1,800 and 2,200 grams of carbohydrates. You can't store all of that in one day. Add 2 or 3 sweet potatoes a day to what you're eating up to race day and the day of. Eat oatmeal or a banana an hour or 2 before the race. That way, as you're fueling throughout the race, you can keep your blood sugar and glycemic levels where you need it. After completing a warm-up jog, start your workout with high knees for beginner and intermediate athletes. First, pull your knee to your chest, and each time you step, pull your knee a little bit higher. This mobilizes your hip and knees, which is essential for staying injury-free during training. For advanced athletes, you're going to do high knees, which is much faster and dynamic. Now, we're going to move into butt kicks. For beginners, place your hands behind your butt and kick your foot back to your hands, just tapping your heel. This stretches out your quad from a dynamic standpoint, getting those knees ready for work. If you're advanced, you'll do the dynamic butt kicks. Next exercise is toy soldiers. For beginners, reach out your hand to the opposite leg. Keep your leg extended. Each time you step, reach a little bit farther up that leg to increase the stretch. For advanced athletes, you're going to reach out and touch your toe. It's extremely important that you can step through and kick higher each time. Now, we're going to go into walking lunge with a twist. You want to have a neutral gait and have a 90-degree angle with both knees turning into the leg in front of you. This helps your hip flexor, quads, as well as the rotation of your core, which is essential during running and getting warmed up properly. Next warm-up is scooping the grapes. Begin with 3 heel steps. This is to keep your balance and keep you neurologically intact. These steps are easier to focus on. Make sure you push your hips back to keep your knees straight. This will give you a good stretch in the lower back, glutes, hamstrings, and calves. Last but not least is the downward dog. Begin on the ground in a push-up position with your chest on the deck. First, lift your hips up and push back. Next, push your heel to the ground and then alternate feet for 3 to 5 seconds each. Do anywhere from 10 to 20 reps per side. The key is to feel the stretch and push into it a little more each time. You don't want to achieve maximum stretch in the first rep, but by the last rep, you should be at the maximum tension that you can handle. Running form. First and foremost, be relaxed during your run. This means your head position should be level, looking at the horizon with your jawline parallel to the ground. This will encourage your hips to stay forward, because if your hips sit back, you're going to put more pressure and stress on your ankles, knees, and hips, which is what you don't want to do as you run. It's essential that you try and keep your hands, elbows, and shoulders in front of each other. Avoid swinging your arms completely across your body. This puts unneeded strain and stress on your body as you straighten out, moving laterally while you're going forward. Listening to your body is vital. If you feel any pain that does not resolve before your next workout, you might be overtraining. If you have an injury not resolved after a short rest, increase your recovery time, adding ice and continual hydration. It's important not to run through the pain. Ignoring will lead to further injury that can sometimes become permanent. When in doubt, ask a medical professional. The friendly staff at Florida Orthopaedic Institute is happy to help. And as you run on a regular basis, pay attention to your nutrition. That's very important, as carbohydrates are key to your performance and recovery. Same goes post-workout, carbohydrates and protein only, avoiding fat until your second meal after the workout, as it slows your digestion. You want to get those calories in to help support your recovery. Running is a lifelong sport for you to enjoy, so pay attention to your form and listen to your body. Stop and rest when you need to, stretch often, and give yourself the proper nutrition and level of hydration. We'll see you at the Gasparilla Distance Classic.